Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin, principal of Simply Improve Health, and I help people to train better and longer, have improved sleep, and just enjoy better quality of life using simple plant-based products and simple techniques. Well, this evening I was supposed to have a special guest all the way from Australia, and therein lies my problem why she's not here. Lorene Brevard was supposed to join me this evening from Australia, but it wasn't the technology that beat us this time. It was not being able to count properly. we were, there's 9 hours difference between here and Australia, where Lorene lives, but we counted the wrong way. We ended up counting forward rather than backwards. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and sorry, Lorene, but Lorene will be with us Sunday. We have properly worked out the time difference, and I will be doing an early live on Sunday at 9 a.m. to accommodate the time difference with Lorene. This time we'll get it right. But funnily enough, this situation created its own subject for this live, and that's flexibility, dodging life's curveballs. And there's been a couple of curveballs this evening. The first being time. We got the time backwards and hence have to reschedule for Sunday. But then my normal lavalier mic that I usually have pinned on my shoulder decided, my laptop decided it wasn't going to act properly. So phone rather than my lav mic, and hopefully the sound will be clear. I'm speaking as loudly and clearly as possible to make sure. So despite my well-laid plans, I had everything all nice and planned and got home early to make sure that I was well rested and prepared. It all went awry. It all went pear-shaped. And as I said, that created its own subject about flexibility and being able to ride the little upsets and sometimes even larger upsets that occur in life that are unexpected. I mean, how would I have guessed that we would have gotten the time wrong after we spent so much time trying to figure out a time and then making sure that we got the time difference right. But there you go. You know, human error is human error. But nevertheless, it's like, okay, fine, go to plan B. And if there isn't plan B doesn't work, remember you have 24 other letters in the alphabet. So you've got plan A to Z, and you can go on from there as well. And I pride myself on being a quick thinking New Yorker. We think on our feet. So it's like, I can't do this, then okay, on it, I'm on to the next. And it's a good skill to have to be able to quickly think of something without panicking. And that's something that will stand you in good stead, whether you are talking about your personal life, whether you're talking about creating a Facebook Live, whether you're planning a business. Flexibility is key. The reason why smaller companies survive better in economic downturns is because they're able to switch gears and maybe move on to something, to a smaller production, or to switching to some other kind of production, to be able to ride out the adverse change. I'll give you an example. During World War II, garment women who worked at perhaps in factories sewing women's garments started to sew parachutes during World War II because the men had all gone off to war. So it was okay, it was the time of national crisis, and so people were quick to pull together. But my point is that flexibility these days, especially with everything so volatile, is absolutely key. It was something that is something that I feel is a natural talent that I have, but it's also something that I honed working in banking, working as a stockbroker, where the market could kick off at any moment, based on perhaps a president just deciding that maybe he wants to drop bombs on a country somewhere, sends the markets completely mad. And you have to be able to not buy into the madness, first of all, step back from that and keep yourself in a cool and calm place, or relatively cool and calm place, and then be able to be flexible enough and broad-minded in your thinking enough, not vertical, but horizontal in your thinking, to be able to say, okay, if I can't do this, then I do that. And if that doesn't work, then, let's look at something else. And so flexibility, you could consider it, perhaps in a marriage, the art of compromise. Sometimes being flexible means to compromise, to give in maybe a little bit to get back a bit more. And, instead of it being zero sum, it's win-win. So it's just something to think about. Where in your life are you not allowing yourself to be flexible? I know we're at work. Your work roles are pretty rigid, and hierarchies in the corporate structure can be pretty unbending. But nevertheless, there can be flexibility, even if it's just to step back from a situation that you may have gotten into with your boss or with a coworker, and looking at the other person's point of view, and maybe in doing so, come up with a different solution. Instead of looking at things the same way all of the time, is having the courage even to not stand firm on a position, and to step back and say, well, maybe there's something else here that I can, another approach to the same situation. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. So I would encourage you to look at what areas in your life where you feel like you can't move on your position. I assure you, you probably can if you allow yourself to. Quite often we back ourselves into corners because it's got to be like this, and it must be this way, and this. Life has a habit of keeping us honest and turning all your lovely little plans completely upside down, like they did mine tonight. And I could have gotten upset. I could have gotten frantic. But it's like, okay, let's turn the lemons into some lemonade here, and use the situation to actually remind myself that I'm only human, and sometimes I get the time difference between countries wrong. Happens. Fortunately, I was able to reschedule for Lorene for Sunday, and I think it'll be even better for it, because I'll appreciate it that much more, and she'll be wide awake then instead of half awake and out of bed. But not only that, as I said, it lent itself to an important lesson that I think it was good that things happened the way they did this evening. And that is, whatever you do in this life, whatever your plans are, have a plan B or C or D or up to Z if necessary. Because life will throw you curveballs all the time. And I got two in one night this evening. So that's the way it goes sometimes. But I hope that my little slip up in terms of timing will give you pause to think about whether you're being too rigid, too inflexible in your life, whether it be personal or professional. Being flexible, like I said, the art of compromise, whether you're talking about your partner or spouse, or dealing with your fractious teenagers, or having situations that are fast changing at work with so many companies coming and going, and all kinds of things going on. So think about that. Find out if you're being flexible enough, if you're allowing your vision to expand enough to be able to see different possibilities, and maybe even better possibilities than the current situations that you may be involved in now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my impromptu message today. And if you did, drop me some love hearts, or thumbs up, or drop a comment. And as I said, Sunday, Laureen will be with us. It'll be a special live at 9 a.m. On Sunday. So most of you will probably catch this on a replay. But given the time differences, it's absolutely necessary that I do it at that hour. So hopefully I will see you then. If not, I will catch you in your comments on replay. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely evening and a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.